Rant on fit shaming. Not only do we live in precarious times, we live in very strange times as well. Things we see in the media can often feel like Orwellian inversions, where war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. Headlines can seem ludicrous. What is published in traditionally credible outlets seem like satire these days. It can feel like they have joined Monty Python, The Onion, or the Babylon Bee. Ironically, these sources of humorous entertainment can seem more real than the actual serious journalism. If it doesn't seem like Orwell or satire, the current cultural climate often feels like the Twilight Zone. Being fit is never a bad thing. Never. However, these days it can be used as a smear, like in this example. Deep breath. Here we go. Do you boast about your fitness? First, determining if something is boasting is a little subjective. There is nothing wrong with being proud about hard work and discipline. It can inspire others and help to sustain motivation. Second, and perhaps more importantly, in health psychology, the evidence from meta-analyses of motivational behavior change techniques show that one of the most effective ways to maintain healthy habits, including fitness, is to share your goals and achievements. In a behavioral medicine lab study that examined how exercise intentions are most adhered to and turned into sustainable habits, a key finding was to place active person on your list of identities and make this known through photos, self and social declarations. Embracing a physical activity identity leads to a life shaped by that identity, especially if we make it a higher identity on our list than activities that serve less value in our lives. Zoe is out of her depth here and seems to be projecting her own insecurities about sharing her accomplishments. In my opinion, celebrating your wins is important. Doing so gives others permission to shine as well. Point 2, watch out, she says, or you'll become unavoidably right-wing. Well, someone has a partisan stance. Regardless of whether you are right, left, center, or Martian, equating fitness achievements with those you think are deplorables because of their political leanings is itself pretty deplorable. I am nonpartisan, and I find this petty. Is Zoe claiming all left-wing people are not sharing their fitness success? That's nonsense. It is a ridiculous statement that I am confident has no evidence to back it up. It should actually be embarrassing for Zoe, but I doubt it is. She continues to further embarrass herself by using the word unavoidably. This explicitly means that there is no way to not become right-wing if you boast about fitness. It is as guaranteed as getting in the ocean naked and becoming wet. This is vapid media sensationalism at its finest. Yes, Zoe, you got my attention, but not my respect. Speaking of respect, she admits that she is not sure what exercise does for your body. Is she really comfortable saying this out loud? Getting it published? Wow. Just wow. Most elementary school kids can tell you some of the things exercise does for your body. Perhaps she should go back to physical health and education class. Really, she probably shouldn't be discussing fitness and exercise at all if she is unaware of the effects it has. The cherry on top is this. She does know what it does to your personality. Well, I doubt it. She cannot grasp the physiological impact of exercise in any basic way, but she is making brazen statements about her certainty around its seismic changes to personality. I guess she analyzed the canon of psychology to become an expert on personality theory and then extrapolated this knowledge into the new field of exercise-induced personality change. Incredible, seminal, perhaps a Nobel Prize is in order. Thanks, Zoe. I think you should go for a long workout. Share it, and maybe then your personality will change in positive ways. Well, enough about Zoe and fitness being used to indoctrinate people into right-wing circles. Let's look at another example of how fitness is being hijacked by a blend of Idiocracy, Wall-E, and 1984. For instance, Now, don't get me wrong. If these cover models are working out and eating healthy, they're on the right track. But I can almost guarantee you that their lab work will be showing concerning values. If they continue to live with this much extra adiposity, they will surely encounter early mortality and a host of morbidity along the way. They are probably already noticing negative effects to their health and well-being. Encouraging them to love themselves is great, but not encouraging them to lose some weight is neglectful, bordering on abusive. If we care about the well-being of these people, we would support them in their journey to actually being fit and healthy. The very word fit is the root of the word that is the cornerstone of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. That's right. Darwin describes how natural selection occurs through survival of the fittest. Those who are fittest pass on their genes and sustain their species. Those who are not fit end up having their lineage cut off. This is how a species continues to get stronger. Yes, this has to do with more than physical strength. It importantly includes adaptability, survivability, and reproducibility. However, it is physical strength that is a key component in fitness, which increases the aforementioned. The more we pretend that health and fitness do not appear in certain physically observable parameters, the more we do a disservice to those who struggle with it and to our species. Do we want our children, who are already plagued by a modern environment and culture that promotes sedentary lifestyles and convenient overeating, to be deceived into thinking they can live this way without any consequences? If people want to be overweight and obese, that's their choice. But to parade the notion around that it doesn't have consequences and is on par with being a medically appropriate weight is harmful. It is misinformation. It is disinformation. It contributes to the weakening, sickening, and dependency of the population. It creates victims and perpetuates victim mentality. It makes people easier to rule. It makes people generate more profit for the pharmaceutical industry. It makes people more ripe for commoditization and less capable of being independent, strong forces that can withstand the storms ahead and create their own solutions. This is not something which is subjective. If you were in a survival situation and needed to cooperate to accomplish physically demanding tasks, who would you want with you? Think about it. Speaking of thinking about it, we'll continue with the other 6 types of strength needed to resist the reset next time, where we'll lead off with mental strength. To be continued. Like, share, subscribe, smash the algorithm, support this channel. Thank you for your support.